Welcome to Smart Remarks, where extremism in defense of liberty is becoming more commonplace. So it seems Senator Dick Lugar of Indiana, a Republican stalwart for the past 36 years and a member of that dying breed of Republicans called moderates, could be put out to pasture. Reports are indicating that Tea Party-backed challenger Richard Murdoch could actually beat Lugar in next week's primary. And if that happens, the Tea Partyization of the GOP, the grand outrage party, will continue. Now, I've had some harsh words for the Tea Party in the past, with good reason, but in the interest of being fair and balanced, let's be charitable here. If you think that government has ceased to serve the interest of the people and now serves primarily the special interest, if you think this country is going in the wrong direction, it's only natural for you to want to get rid of the people who helped take it in that direction. You know, the pundits get all misty-eyed about bipartisanship, but the reality is that unless you think the problems of this country have manifested themselves in the past few years alone, you'll realize that this bipartisanship we long for was largely responsible for putting us where we are now. You know, there is a bipartisan consensus on behalf of the too big to fail banks, for instance. And if throwing the bums out means an end to all that, maybe it's not such a bad thing. But let's take a look at who we would replace those bums with. Who is Richard Murdoch and what does he want? If you go to his website, you can get a good idea. One of the first things you see is the quote, "Richard Murdoch does not support Barack Obama," which suggests that Murdoch, like a lot of Tea Partiers, are going to reflexively knee-jerk reject anything coming from the other side of the aisle. He goes on and on about limited government, but seems to forget, as most Tea Partiers do, that military is the part of government. We know that the Tea Party as a whole wants to slash social spending, but somehow thinks we can continue to fund the military at current levels or even higher levels, and that constitutes less government. We get abortion, we get immigration, we get all the usual right-wing tropes, and here it becomes obvious that the GOP, as it purges moderates, cannot help but become more extreme. You get a party that is not pragmatic, but ideological, or insists that ideology is pragmatism. This means that we can only cut taxes for the rich, food stamps have to be scaled back even as we invade Iran, reproductive freedoms must be scaled back, the hatred and fear of immigrants and gays can only get worse. We get a government that has the potential to be even less responsive to the people, a society where you are on your own. This is what the Tea Party wants, and by extension, what Lugar's challenger wants. The Tea Party is drawing clear lines. The bad news for a guy like Mitt Romney is he has to be dragged along with this, as does the party itself. The GOP is getting more extreme. That means we're this much closer to the type of society that they want to create. I'm all about throwing the bums out. What I'm wary of is replacing them with an even more dangerous set of bums.